Been a hot minute.
Hot minute.
When's the last time we did this?
6 months ago.
6 months ago. All right. 6 months ago.
So what's happened in 6 months?
A bunch of ups and downs, but I think I wanted to get this going again. But I think it highlights things that aren't really highlighted when you own a company, and it's the downs. And it's been some downs. We went from OG Pumpkin earning in profits $95,000 last year to we are in August and we're over halfway and we're barely going to hit 40. And man, everything that could have happened happened. One, social media, dude. My wife, Anelia was like, she's a lunch lady, right? She's like, I don't want to work during the summer, or should I take the summer school position? And I was like, nah, don't do it. I'll just invest in the company and we'll live because we had money saved up. Mm-hmm. So instead of living off that money, how about I just make money with money? Mm-hmm. So I put orders for rash guards, shorts, t-shirts, keychains, everything. And right before summer hit, I started getting shadow banned a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think shadow banning was gonna hit me. I thought it would hit, the big names, mm-hmm. Because when I went on Andy Stump's podcast, we talked about it, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't really get any negative comments. I don't really get shadow banned or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And then same with Mike Glover. When I went over there with the Fieldcraft guys, and I was on the podcast with Kevin, they asked me like, "Oh, what about shadow banning?" And I was like, "No, I'm not really there." They got big businesses, mm-hmm. big pages. Mm-hmm. So I thought you had to be that big, mm-hmm. right? Before you even felt it. And then little by little, people would tell me, "Hey man, I have to spell out every single letter in your name in order for you to even come up." Mm-hmm. Or people would send me screen recordings. I'm like, "Yo, I'm trying to tag you, and your name is gray, so it pops up, but it's gray, and then I can't even click on it." So right around that time, that was happening when I decided to drop all this money into merchandise. And last year, like I said, we made $95,000. Man, I want to say 40 of that or 50 of it was during the summer. So mm-hmm. I thought once again, hey, well, summer's coming. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a great summer. We're going to make a lot of money. And it was the opposite. The shadow banning fucking killed sales. I used to, we'll get to it, but I lost my main page. But before, mm-hmm. for sales, I used to not even post because I didn't have to post. Mm-hmm. I would just put it in the story and the thing would sell itself. Mm-hmm. On average, I would get about 6,700 views on the story, and at the highest I've seen it is about 12,000. So if 12,000 people are watching it and I drop a design, the 500 shirts I made for sure, they're going. Mm-hmm. So I never had to post anything about it. So, but I would next thing you know, my stories are getting about, if I'm breaking 1,000, I'm lucky. I lost my account, which is not necessarily, it's not the followers, like the numbers or the likes that sucks. It's the connections, man. Mm-hmm. I've talked to so many people since 2016 when I started this thing. I have friends from, any medical profession, like any specialty, law enforcement, again, and from a park ranger to SWAT, mm-hmm. to FBI, to whatever, you name it. And same with special operation guys who I became friends with. We were in special operations at the same time, guys who had gone out way before me, and then guys who I would help mentor who now are in. At this point, it's about 30 people. Mm-hmm. Being in the special operations community that I've guided and helped along the way. And one of them right now, he's at selection for a specific unit. And I mean, we were working out together. Yeah. Right. So, man, and then we stopped doing this. A big reason was because it wasn't great. Mm-hmm. Fucking dude, sales it was creeping, and then I had to admit it, like, there's a problem. Mm-hmm. There's a big, big problem. Right now, there's still a bunch of fucking stock that is just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest things is, I think, so owning a business, right? You have to put in money to make money, but you also have to advertise. And I would never advertise. The way OG Pumpkin is known by is literally Instagram and people talking about it.
Yeah.
And I put so much emphasis on Instagram that I neglected TikTok, YouTube. What's other ones?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Like all those things I neglected because I'm like, oh, I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
And now things are getting a little bit better, right? I went on Ed Manifesto's podcast. They took my Instagram account away from me because so many people have asked, and I've had to type this out so much. So what happened was sometimes I'll get flagged for memes, right? Like, hey, this meme's inappropriate.
They're dank memes, by the way.
So purposely, I didn't post any memes on the story throughout the whole week leading up to the release of the podcast. But I could tell it was getting suppressed, right? I would post something about shooting, skating, or whatever. It would get like 10,000 views or something. And then for Ed's, it'll get maybe 500 views. And I was like, all right, whatever. It doesn't matter. The episode's going to drop. And all I literally did the night before was share a meme. I mean, not a meme, share something he posted. And I didn't even tag him. I didn't do any hashtags. I just put the word tomorrow. And I woke up and I didn't have access to my account. They said I had 30 days to respond. And so I hit continue. Well, before I hit continue, I deleted the app. I turned off my phone because I thought I was getting hacked. I restarted the phone, got the app again, but still it popped up. So I said, okay, whatever. If I'm getting hacked, let's get this over with. I hit continue and it said, are you a robot? I'm not a robot. Put in your number. And I thought now Instagram wants a phone number because before I would never put a phone number. So I'm like, okay, maybe more security measures or something like that. Okay, here's my phone number. And then it said, you'll hear within 24 hours. It's now been over a week. And I don't think I'm going to get my account. So then after I did that, it said log out. So I logged out and I had access to OG Pumpkin. So that's how I knew I wasn't hacked. And immediately I looked myself up, gone, nothing. Friends who were like, dude, I just tagged you in a picture yesterday. You're not even in the picture anymore. So like, as in the tag. But being on Ed Manifesto's podcast, sales are getting bigger because obviously he's got a huge following. I'm about to donate a kidney. I've been working on that all summer as well. I passed all the exams. Looks like we're about 2 months out. So my main source of income is not OG Pumpkin. It's being a shooting instructor, right? Teaching SWAT teams, whatever. Regular people, moms who've never touched a firearm. Obviously, I don't expect Mike to pay me while I'm gone. So we're George Perez. He's been on Joe Rogan's podcast, MTV. He is a paid regular at the Comedy Store now. He's going to be headlining a comedy show in downtown Fullerton at the Roscoe's. And the whole profits is basically to cover bills and anything related to recovery. The surgery should be somewhere in October. They said I control the date. They called me and they told me, just to let you know, yeah, we're 2 months out, but you control the actual date at the end of the day, right? And I was like, okay. I'm just going to, as soon as they tell me what day, I'm like, ASAP, let's do this. So things are getting better in that aspect, but goddamn, this summer sucked.
It's been kind of trying all year, though, right? With what happened with the trailer.
Oh yeah, and then I forgot about that. So what made things worse? Because like I said, my main source of income was, or is DSG. They stole the trailer, and $25,000 worth of equipment. So we had to not only replace that equipment, we had to cancel all training.
For how many months was that? That was like
seemed like
3
forever.
months.
Because when they stole it, I told Mike, no problem. It's okay. OG Pumpkin's doing well. No problem. We'll rebuild. But then at the same time, that's when the shadow banning started happening. So the way the trailer thing happened, well, Mike and I we had private training sessions, right? And the next day, half the team was going to go do a 3-day mentoring trip with San Jose State football team. And if I remember correctly, the other half was going to go to Texas to work with either some 3-letter agency or a SWAT team. I can't remember. So Mike was in a rush to head to the airport, and he never puts the trailer just on the street. And that day, he's like, I got to go. And he just unhooked it on the street, locked it, but they just cut that lock. And I think they just put chains on it. So and just did like a little Jimmy rig thing.
Just dragged it out.
Just fucking dragged it out. So, fuck yeah, dude. I totally forgot about the trailer part. Yeah.
It's been a trying year too. I mean, there's a name change coming up.
And then oh yeah, dude. Oh my God. And then the name change for Thrash and Raid. So Benji already talked about, I'm going to have him. He's going to be next on the podcast because I feel like there's way more that he wants to say and should be said that a, post that he's made or a 10-minute video is just not, it's not going to cover it. It's not going to do it justice. And I'm going to save it mostly for when he comes on. But I told him at first, I was like, damn, that sucks. I don't know, I was upset and angry, but I told him at the end of the day, I was like, bro, you could be named Hugs and Kisses, and people will still follow you because it's not the name, it's what you're doing. It's you, man. It's undeniable. The work is undeniable, and the industry sees it, as in the skateboarding world, right? The dude is moved up so fast. And people, and somebody messaged me the other day, they're like, I'm going to start a company. I'm about to get out of the military. And I think he worded it like, what is your guys' business model or secrets? Because you guys moved up so fast. And he said us, as in Thrash and Raid. He named Thrash and Raid, and then this was a DM to OG Pumpkin. And people want the secrets. People want, how do you move a company so fast, right? OG Pumpkin just hit 500 people that we know of with a OG Pumpkin design tattooed on them. And the people range from special operation guys to medical professionals to people in other militaries from Spain, Germany, Poland, Mexico, Canada, and Brazil. So like it's fucking everywhere, right?
Worldwide, yeah.
And I've done no advertisement, just Instagram and people talking about it. And then Benji has gone from starting a skateboard company to being at Tony Hawk's house, kicking it with Jamie Thomas, being invited to skate events where there's all these pros that I grew up watching, and you're like, oh shit, dude. Like,
everyone played on Tony Hawk.
Yeah, all the characters from Tony Hawk are fucking there.
Yeah.
So that guy that I literally told him, we just host as many events as we can. We interact with people, and we give all the profits away to the community, and the community just supports us. And I'm pretty sure him reading that is probably like,
what the fuck does that mean?
What the fuck does that mean, right? And I'm like, that's exactly what we do. There is no secret. We host events. We meet people. A lot of those people become our friends. And the profits just go back to it, right? That's all we were doing, because it was never made for money. I mean, money helps, but that was never the goal.
Yeah.
And people, I can tell, have tried to do it, but after they realize, like, fuck, I have to do this all the time?
Yeah. The dedication.
Like, all the time?
Yeah.
I saw a company that they did an event or two, and then they just stopped completely. And they're like, dude, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I don't know how you guys do it. You're like, well, it's a lot of fucking stress. A lot of energy, you know?
It's a lot. A lot.
But.
And going back to the give back, maybe you gave away a couple skateboards recently too.
Dude, yeah. So one thing that did go well is I bought over $4,000 worth of skateboards, like in the beginning of the year. And I called it Operation Hey, Do a Kickflip, but only half the time I even asked the kids to do a kickflip. And I mean, you were there with me about, I want to say 95% of the time. and we went to LA,
Yeah.
Orange County, San Diego, and gave boards everywhere. And that's what really helped carry the summer for me, because all this shit was happening.
Mhm.
And I'm like, damn it. But we had so many boards in my garage that we would go and give it away and see these kids' looks. And one of the kids was like, oh man, like he messaged me, he's like, this is the best of my life. And that helped. I was like, damn, dude, I am making a difference.
That fuels the gas tank.
It fuels it. And then when we came back to Santa Ana skate park, and the kid's like, oh man, you came back. And I was like, yeah, man. I forgot. Why weren't you there? We were just talking about it the other day.
I don't remember. I have to look at the date again.
But
Yeah.
we were there first.
We went a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we went for this event,
Yeah.
and we tagged along and dropped off some skateboards, the kid was like, oh, you came back. And I'm like, yeah, dude, of course I would come back. Like,
Mhm.
man, we're here, dude. We're here to stay. And he was like, oh crap, man, that's cool. Because he said something like, companies either come once and then they just never come back, or they just never come at all.
Mhm.
Man, so giving those skateboards away helped a lot. But now we're out of boards, and we're gonna get more boards. And the next event, TJ's hot right now.
TJ's a little spicy.
Yeah,
TJ's a little spicy.
we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait a minute, but we are gonna go to TJ.
Yeah.
And there's a do-it-yourself skate park, right? They created a skate park, and we're gonna give some boards over there.
And that was a dope day in itself. Just being able to see that skate scene down there.
Yeah.
With the local kids. Yeah.
Using candles as wax.
Wax. Yeah.
Like, you know, and their trucks aren't brand name,
No.
but they're still grinding,
Shredding.
kick flipping, shredding, dude.
Yeah. Skating hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It there's no like you can't. It's just they're gonna go and do it.
They find a way.
Yeah.
They find a way. And that's why I want to do an event there, because man, those kids, they need it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Damn. I mean, along the way there, to TJ to do Ed's podcast, we got lost, and what was it? We were gonna meet, stop by, say hi to Bobby Tribal.
Mm-hmm.
And we got up. I got off one exit over, and all those homeless doing drugs in broad daylight.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Dude, fuck.
Smoking whatever that was off foil,
Yep.
you know, and that was real.
What time was it? It was the middle of the day.
Middle of the day. It was before noon.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
how many people were on those? Like, it was like electrical boxes.
At least 40, if not more.
Dude, it was just so many people, and I'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah, because at the corner they have like the little homeless sheltery type where you can go and maybe take a shower. There was like racks of clothes where you can get new clothes or whatever.
Yeah.
There's volunteers there. They're giving out lunches. And there's a line to check in or do whatever. And it was, I don't remember the exact day, but it was like the first of the month ish too.
Yeah.
So maybe some of them got a little money and, you know, halfway down the block, see some wheeling and dealing and smoking. And yeah, it was, that's daily life.
And those are the communities that it hits home more for me to do community work there.
Mm-hmm.
Not anything against other communities, especially the beach cities are really nice. That's cool, man. Like those kids appreciate those things too, but it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I realize as time has passed by, my attention is more towards those communities. You know, I come from those communities. Luckily, I don't live like how I used to, right? In 1-bedroom apartment, multiple people there, no food. Sometimes the fucking heater's not working, the lights aren't working. No. I don't have that situation anymore. But a lot of my friends and family still live around those areas, and that's what I see. So that's why a reason why, you know, people ask like, oh, when are you gonna do a Vehicles and Taco Range again event? And I would say I'm gonna do it later, next month. But this whole year has just been about the community.
Yeah.
Because, well, now I'm out. You know, it's been a hot minute. And when I got out, of course, I was more for the veteran community because that's what I just exited, right? The military. That's where my heart and mind was at. But now, day in, day out, seeing all these kids and seeing the
Younger
situation,
generation, yeah.
I've been making a bigger push and towards being a leader in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working.
It is.
But fuck, these taking my accounts and stuff like that, and it's not helping.
The struggle is real with Instagram and the shadow banning.
Yeah.
And I mean, there wasn't even a warning. You didn't even get a warning flag.
No.
I mean, for sure, probably some memes in the past like, hey, you know, tone it down.
Only they know. But I think at the end of the day, honestly, it's a combination of a lot of things. One, probably maybe the memes, maybe the guns, maybe the people that I follow. Not necessarily the things I comment, because I never really comment anything. It's mostly just me joking on meme pages. But it's also, and Benji and I talked about this, it's probably haters just reporting just to report.
They're out there. We know you guys are out there.
It's a thing. It is a thing. And I've talked to this with some people, and they're like, I never thought people would do that. Like, oh yeah, like, and they probably, some of them probably are veterans or active duty or whatever. And I remember, what was it? They took away my account Monday. Tuesday I went to work, and Tuesday on the way to work, I was thinking like, fuck, they really did just take my account away.
That was an organic 30K you had.
Yeah. And it's, again, the connections, all these people that I would talk to every now and then, and, you know, fuck, it blows. But then Wednesday I went to strength and conditioning, and afterwards I was like, you know what? If I did it once,
do it again.
I can do it again.
Yeah.
So we're back to square one. But big things are happening. Big things are in the works, you know? Damn. I'm excited though.
Yeah. Let's go back to the beginning of the conversation here, but I don't know many people that want to donate their organs.
Oh shit. So,
and we all have that little on your driver's license, you could put donor.
Yeah.
And if you for whatever reason don't make it out of an accident or whatever, they'll take what's salvageable out of you and give it to someone else.
Dude, well, because was it yesterday? No, Saturday. Well, Saturday was OG Pumpkin's 3-year anniversary, and I decided to do the fights at my house, which was the original event that started OG Pumpkin, because I couldn't afford those events, and my wife's like, we got to stop doing this. So I was like, I got to create a company to fund this, and OG Pumpkin started. So I thought it'd be dope to do that the day of, you know, to celebrate. And Miguel brought a good point, and he was like, man, he's like, I don't know anyone else who would give an organ. He's like, you probably thought about it really long. And I told him, to be honest, I didn't think about it that long.
I kind of had, yeah.
I think maybe I thought about it a couple hours. And it feels almost like when you join the military for a lot of options. I mean, for a lot of reasons. And one of them, and I think for most of us, is there's this feeling that you just have to do it. No one's telling you to do it, but you feel like you have to do it. And, you know, by the time this thing, I mean, most people know, and I didn't want to name it, you know, who I was going to do it for, but it's Benji's wife, right? Benji's talked about it and that she's got, you know, kidney failure and all that. So when I first met Benji, obviously we were just friends. We met at a skate park and we skated. Everything was cool. And then, you know, she's always looking for talent, you know, good people with skills who want to be consistent in those skills, because sometimes guys get out and they kind of just don't want to do those skills anymore or upkeep, you know, fucking their bodies. It's like, bro, you can't be teaching mindset and the importance of physical fitness and shooting when you just let yourself go. And Benji's always been in shape. So I'm like, dude, you want to come work with us? And then so he went from a friend to a teammate, you know, coworker. And Benji's always a happy guy. So when I saw him one day at work, like not look like Benji, and I was like, yo, man, everything's okay? He's like, yeah, everything's okay. but I knew it wasn't. So then I waited a little bit and I was like, yo, dude, like, what's up, man? And like he took like a big old deep breath. And he's like, it's Larissa, you know, things aren't that great and they're not getting any better. And Larissa seems to be okay with it. And maybe it's just me overanalyzing and panicking, or maybe she's hiding it, you know? And when he said that, a lot of things hit home. Like, first of all, him and I have talked a lot about our wives and the things that we unfortunately put them through, and how they still manage to hold a family together. So I thought about Analia, I thought about my wife right away. And, you know, she's tough, or Larissa's tough. And he told me that he tried to give her one, but they're not even the same blood
Just didn't
type.
match, yeah.
And I was like, oh, what blood type are you? And he's like, oh, positive. And then so right there, first little light in the back of my head, well, you're O positive. And then I kind of just went through the day, and I feel great teaching people skills and stuff like that. But I was like, what else can I do? Right? I'm doing this for the community. I'm doing this and that. And the ketamine therapy, man, I seriously, when I did it, I thought I died. I thought it was over, game over. And I didn't think about, I thought about, because I've done 4 hardcore ketamine therapy sessions in a professional setting with the company Field Trip. Field Trip Health. And I've thought about my close friends and family, and what I've been doing with my life that's worth anything. I never thought about, I love my limo. I never thought about that. Never thought about, even though I like skateboarding, I never thought about my skateboards. Nothing materialistic, or a location I went to, or some vacation, nothing. So I'm like, what else can I do to help? You know? And so I told Benji, like, dude, I'll go get tested. I'm O positive. And I don't know, maybe he was still stressed out, or maybe he thought I was kind of bullshitting, or just saying something to be nice. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I appreciate that. And then a couple of days went by, because we see each other a lot, right? Because if we're not together for DSG, we're together doing skits, we're together skating, co-hosting events, or just hanging out, right?
Yeah.
And then I told him again, I was like, yo, man, like, I'm serious, man. Where do I have to go? He's like, well, if you want to, at, it's UCLA medical. He's like, I know it's far. I'm like, bro, I come to your house. Your house is far.
Yeah.
All right, we go to work. Work is far.
Not that far. Yeah.
And again, man, I told Analia, and she was like, what did he say? And he's like, oh, Benji said I should just go get tested or whatever. And then I finally brought it up again. And he's like, well, if you really want to, and that's when I think he really felt that I was serious, because he said, well, if you really want to. And I remember thinking, bro, I really wanted to since the first time I asked you.
Yeah.
He's like, well, a bunch of people are going to go get tested. Right? I don't remember the exact number, but I remember, that family has touched so many people that they had to stop. They had to tell them, like, hey, you have a lot. Like, we can't process everybody. But for medical reasons, A, B, and C, or whatever, they little by little, they all couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then I passed the first thing, I passed the second, third, fourth, and I still didn't know if I was going to be able to, because I thought it was just O positive, and then we're good. Man, I've done heart ultrasounds, EKGs, X-rays, CT scans, so many labs. I've been tested for everything. I'll see my chart, and then it'll be like diseases that are only or mostly in Africa or come out of Africa or whatever. They've tested me for everything, and I passed it. So, man, it's weird.
It's, probably the only organ you can donate while still being alive.
Yeah.
And to keep someone else alive.
And I didn't tell anybody besides Analia.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew, I think I told, oh yeah, I went to go visit a friend and we had not seen each other in a long time. You know, his name's Sadler.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, I'm gonna be in Phoenix. He lives in Oklahoma. You know, you should come if you can. I'm like, dude, Phoenix is close. It's like a 6-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
We met up, and I told him I was going to donate a kidney, you know. And if I remember correctly, he was the first person I just told him, and it felt good to just tell somebody, besides my wife. And he's like, dude, I donated a kidney, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I've known him for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me about it. He on the phone, he told me, he's like, you know what, man? He's like, I like my service and what I did, but I mean, I feel like the kidney beats that. And I'm thinking like, fuck, like I'm proud of my service.
Mm-hmm.
And because he felt like that helped directly, right? Somebody. So, I mean, am I scared? Fuck yeah, dude. But a lot of things are scary. I was scared when the first time I went to jump out of a plane.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared before I deployed for the first time. You know, I was fucking scared grabbing a bomb with my bare hands. Fuck yeah, dude. But kind of just gonna just do it.
Work through the fear.
Yeah.
You know how to do that. Those were all new types of fear too.
Yeah.
To you.
Dude, and jumping out of a plane, I remember sitting in the plane, my leg is shaking, and the guy right next to me is like, dude, your leg is shaking like a lot. And I was like, I know, I can't make it stop. and so fuck it, dude. If I can be dumb enough to jump out of a plane, I think I can. And they told me the kidney advocate, they're like, their last time we asked you, because they've been asking me so many times if I still want to do it. They're like, you don't have to do it. They're like, the last time they're going to ask you is at the table, right before they put you out. I'm like, damn. She's like, yep, to the last second. And she's like, and we've had people on the table just say, sorry, I can't. So I'm just going to tell the doc, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Let's do this.
Let's go.
But the way, so, you know, why to do it, man? Because Benji looked he looked stressed. He didn't look like himself. I've met Larissa. Larissa's a good person. At first, she was just my friend's wife, right? But now I consider her my friend. Her kids and my kids play together.
Yeah, great.
The wives get along. Everything's great. So if I can help them, and then this can all just be a fucking chapter that they can just, you know, not have to revisit or anything like that, that'd be perfect.
It's not only donating the kidney, but it's what you're doing to donate the kidney too these last couple months.
Yeah. The testing has been a lot, you know, a lot of ups and downs, because they're like, okay, it was great, but you have to do more testing. You have to do this, or you have to do that, or long periods of waiting and driving back and forth from UCLA, and you never know.
How many, you know,
Dude,
pints of blood.
This one time, they're like, okay, you need to go get blood. And, you know, like, you've given blood, right?
Oh, I fucking hate it. Dude, I pass out.
They have regular shaped little containers,
Vials?
right?
Yeah.
And one time, I've seen the regular ones, right? And then one day, they took like 4 regular ones, and then they took 2 big ones. And I was like, damn. And then they brought out even a bigger one. And no, it was comical. I was like, I'm not going to get blood in there. That's like my fucking arm. And they took it. 2 of them. And I was like, okay, whatever. You're the medical professional. I'll whatever you need. But now I'm just training, man. I want to get in the best shape of my life, because the doc said I can't lift anything more than 15 pounds for 6 weeks, right? So I'd rather just be in great shape and then lose, my performance, physical fitness, all that, whatever, as opposed to like, oh, I'm just going to give up and then start off and, even below 0, you know? So whatever.
That dedication's there for showing up every morning to strength and conditioning,
Yeah.
eating right, you know, making sure you're hydrated. I mean, hydration is going to be a huge factor moving forward now with one kidney.
Oh, definitely. And then, you know, I looked at like, so, and it was funny because they, first of all, I have to have so many meetings. And so many times they've asked me like, is Benji paying you? Are you being paid for this? And like by different individuals. And I guess it's just, that's a big thing, that, right? That they have to ask you, or different individuals like, you don't have to do this. You know that. And you're like, oh crap. So one of the things that a lot of them ask is like, oh, you've researched this, right? And I just tell them, yeah. No, I didn't. I don't look shit up. You know, story of your life. Right? So I was like, okay. I looked it up, like eating habits. And man, it's basically what we're supposed to be doing from the beginning, right? Not a lot of processed food. Stay hydrated. You know, nutrient dense food only, or mostly, or whatever. They're like
to no alcohol consumption.
Yeah. Smoking and all that, and I'm like, oh well,
you're good. Check all those boxes.
Yeah, I'm not a smoker. I don't drink all the time. I don't go to McDonald's all the time at all. But the biggest thing, Takis and pizza. That is. I don't go to McDonald's. I'm not a smoker.
Yeah.
Not a drinker, but so little by little, it's been 5 days without Takis. 2 weeks without pizza. You know, so that's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Everything else, it's good. Tacos are good, but I don't crave tacos that much. But whatever.
Yeah.
More of a reason to get in shape, right?
Better reason to get in shape. Man. There was one time, you remember Pimp My Ride?
Yeah.
There was a time I remember watching Pimp My Ride, and the dude had like one kidney. And they had talked about hydration.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and they put like a waterfall in his car.
All right.
So that's what I remember about kidney donation.
Yeah.
Pimp My Ride.
And they kept saying, well, you can't do any extreme sports. Do you do any of that? I was like, no. They're like, so you don't, nothing to take slams or anything like that? I was like, no. So I'm over here thinking like, so I can't do jiu-jitsu anymore. I can't skate. I can't surf. I can't any of that. I'm still going to do it. But I just have to be smarter about it.
They said that for the duration of the rest of your life, or just during the healing process, or
no, for the rest of my life.
Fuck.
Yeah. They keep telling me because you only have one now.
Yeah.
And you got to take care of it.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Going back to slams, what's been going on in the jiu-jitsu world?
Dude, I got my blue belt. I was so excited. I was so happy, man. I was so happy that so the blue belt ceremony was this Saturday, same day I hosted the fights in my house. I took it off, right? Took a shower, and I don't even remember, but I put it right in front of the TV. So like I folded it nicely and put it in front of the TV. And I don't even remember doing that. I remember just watching the fights, and I'm like, is that my blue belt? Folded right there in front of the TV so everybody can be like, hey, you just got your blue belt. Man, it felt good. It felt so good, man, because I remember just going to boxing, going to kickboxing class, and looking at the jiu-jitsu guys, and always thinking, dude, if I just head kicked you, you'd be done. If I just punched you, you'd be done, dude. I don't even know why you spend your time doing all this. You know, why are you doing all this gay shit over here, swearing on each other, dude?
You're wearing pajamas.
Yeah, lame, dude. You guys look funny. Until I rolled for the first time, and I realized I don't know shit. I thought I could defend myself, but in the last 5 minutes, I've been tapped, I don't know, probably like 7 times minimum. I don't know what happened. I remember going home and showering and thinking, what just happened? I've spent At that point, it was 6 years boxing, kickboxing, right? Competing, thinking like, yeah, I can protect myself physically, right? And then being like, nah, dude, you can't. So then, and then meeting cool people. So jiu-jitsu is different. If I had to pick one martial arts to do, I would say jiu-jitsu. I've made friends at boxing, and kickboxing and all that. But jiu-jitsu, I think, is just different because it's so close, right? It's in your face. You're choking each other out. Yeah. Meeting a bunch of cool guys and becoming physically, mentally better. It never stops. I don't think it should stop. It bumps me out when I see dudes who, not even just special operations, just like, let's just say military in general, get out and they say these fucking things of like, I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. to go run. Well, nobody said wake up at 5 a.m. to go run. We're just saying you should still stay in shape because in shape should not be, oh, it's because I was in the military. No, it should be a mindset, right? You in the military because you want to be a protector, serve the country. Well, you can still serve your country or community on the outside, right? And so it never stops. So doing jiu-jitsu, getting that belt, man, it felt good. Making new friends. And the coaches are my kids' coaches. So,
it's a family thing. Yeah. Well, in your household, it's a family thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's in the gym. That's what I've heard too.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I've been at Classic since 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Been a long time.
Wow. That's awesome.
My kids train there.
Yeah.
I train there.
They were like, if you were going there for 6 years now, they grew up.
Yeah.
On the mats too. Just being in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I have pictures because Classic Fight Team used to be right next to Raw Talent Boxing. So I would literally just walk over after one session and I have pictures of my kids and like AJ and videos of them in headgear and gloves. The gloves are basically, even though they're only hand gloves, to them it's like arm gloves.
Whole arm, yeah.
And they're running at each other and saying, ready, set, go. And they're just going and trying to punch each other and, not coordinated, not anything. And now I look at them and I'm like, dude, you guys are athletes. Like, I remember my son, I would see him run and I would think like, dude, this is not coordinated. He's not coordinated at all. He's not athletic. And him working with the same strength and conditioning coach that I do, Coach Lou, and then training at Classic, man, the dude's athletic. And I see them and I go to the competition and I'm more scared. The last competition, I had to take a nervous dump before each match. Meanwhile, my kid's just fucking chilling.
No big deal.
Tapping kids out, So the last competition, Ari tapped this chick out, this little girl out like immediately, and she's so flexible and skilled. And then AJ, he didn't win his match, but he kept attacking, and the other kid just sat on him. He got the takedown, and he just sat on him, and then points just start racking up.
Yeah, just
and
grinded it out.
Yeah, and it was the point of it is jiu-jitsu, right? I got on top of you, and then meanwhile AJ's trying to put a triangle on. He's always, and I told AJ, I was like, dude, you did not stop bucking and pushing and doing whatever to get that triangle or get an arm bar from the bottom. You didn't try anything. You kept at it. You didn't even care about points or anything. You were just trying to get a submission. I was like, man, I'm proud of you. They encourage me, and I'm like, fuck, because my last competition, I remember being in my head too much, thinking like, I didn't want to give any points away. And I shouldn't have thought like that because previously I was just like, I want to not only give a show, but I want to submit somebody. I want to take somebody down. I want to do something. I don't care what the points are. I just want people to know like this dude fucking tries. And I tapped some dude out, right? But this time I didn't want to give points away, that it was basically a fucking stall match. And then when I finally took him down, he went Well, they didn't count it because he kind of was pulling guard, and then I went for it, so it looked more like he was pulling guard, even though I also went for the takedown. Whatever, I didn't get the points. And then I was just stuck in his guard, and then the last literally 2 seconds, he went for an armbar, and they gave it to him because he did, even though he didn't submit me or anything, but he did. They called it more of a jiu-jitsu move that put the stamp. So we were tied, and they gave it to him.
The advantage. Yeah.
So, dude, I was so fucking pissed. I was pissed because not about him, whatever. He did that. Dude did whatever he had to do. But I remember just thinking, like, dude, you were thinking about points, and that's not your stilo. What's going on? You're so much into your head. So then the next match, I was so mad. I just fucking demolished the other guy. I was so angry that I didn't even take him down. I think I just fucking pushed him to the floor. I was just so mad. I was like, making him bleed out of his mouth because he wouldn't give me his chin. So I just started cranking on his teeth. But yeah, jiu-jitsu's fun.
Survival.
Yeah.
Going from surviving out of the military and everything to going to your first jiu-jitsu class to not being able to survive at all.
Yeah.
To now blue belt.
Dude, and then I had to start lifting. So like I weighed myself. I weigh 162 pounds.
Right now?
Right now.
Wow.
And when I was competing in Muay Thai, it was always be your smallest.
Tiny.
Be your smallest. I remember always being hungry. I would be so hungry all the time and then cut weight. And then right after the fight, gain some weight. And then again, repeat. Hungry again until I had to slim down for a fight and then slim and then cut. And I remember just being fucking, there's pictures of me and I can see my cheekbones and stuff like that. And I was always hungry. And I fought at 132 and 125.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. And I never felt strong. Like, I hate. So now I hate. Now it's good because jiu-jitsu, I have to compete at 154. So whatever, just.
And that's doable. That's just,
doable.
That's a couple weeks of dieting. And
man, but yeah, I feel better. Weight cuts fucking suck. It's because not everyone's bodies can take it the same. Some people hydrate so much better, so much easier, so much faster. So they have that advantage, right? Dude, when I would cut weight, not my last fight. My last fight, I broke my foot. But the fight before that, I TKO'd the kid. And I remember Tyler was like, my coach, Tyler Wombles, who's also working with TJ Dillashaw a lot lately. He was like, after the first round, he's like, dude, you can end this fight whenever you want. I remember thinking, I'm trying. Because I was getting all the combos I wanted, but I didn't have that pop.
The power.
Yeah, I didn't have that power. I was hitting him with everything, And I know I have a nasty hook. So when I was hooking him, and he was like moving, and you can tell he was a little wobbly. I remember thinking like, bro, this should knock you out. But I'm at 125. I'm depleted. I feel fucking like, kind of like crap. I don't feel strong.
Yeah.
I mean, it was strong and had cardio for days, but
Yeah.
you need that power.
Now you're almost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And how do you feel like you have 40 pounds on you?
Oh, fuck yeah. Because when I started jiu-jitsu, dude, I was getting manhandled by everybody. Like, first of all, they had that crazy jiu-jitsu strength, right? That grappler strength. But I was small, and so that's why I had to start lifting. I'm like, dude, I'm tired of getting fucking pushed around. A lot of these dudes are big, and then now it's good. Now I'm tossing dudes, and I'm like, and getting a proper strength and conditioning coach made the difference because it's not just like chest and buys. It's like being more athletic, right? Being more explosive, functional, and man, I don't know how many times I've flipped or rolled a dude and they're like, dude, you're strong. I didn't think you were going to get that. And in the beginning, I remember thinking like, fuck, maybe that was luck. And now I'm like, no. Now if somebody's on top of me, I don't even worry. I'm okay with it. I'm waiting for the chance. I almost lately welcome it just so I can see the look on their face when I roll them over.
That's that. Those are those 5 a.m. wake up calls for strength and conditioning, huh?
Yeah. Been hitting hard. And then it's all going to go away after the surgery.
And how many weeks is the recovery time?
They said 6 weeks without lifting anything more than 10, 15 pounds. And then she said, well, then we'll talk about, building yourself up little by little. But out of work, you'll be out of work for about 2-3 months. And then she said, sometimes, depending on the individual, it might take a whole year just to kind of your body normalize.
Yeah.
So, whatever, I know it's going to be work,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of been there because I broke my foot my last fight,
Mm-hmm.
and I fucked up because I had the cast and everything, and I was still in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So after my first checkup, I remember the doctor asking me, "Are you sitting down and recovering?" I was like, yeah. Even though I wasn't, I was literally in the gym with my leg propped on a chair, hitting the fucking bag.
Yeah.
And he was showing me the X-rays from the first time to which was today.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, your X-rays look the same. It hasn't improved at all.
Oh shit.
And I remember thinking like, well, that's what I get for hopping on one foot and hitting the fucking mitts like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so this time I'm gonna learn my lesson. Or this time I did learn my lesson, and I'm not gonna do anything. The doc said just sit down, and I've compiled a list of books that I purposely have not listened to or read.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a ranger, Leo. He's got a book that he just sent me.
Mm-hmm.
I purposely have not read it because I'm gonna wait to read it because I know I'm gonna be laying down
Mm-hmm.
for a long time. Cameron Hanes' book, I purposely have not listened to it because I want to listen to it, and then I plan on reviewing, all my courses for just for the fucking fuck of it because I plan on reviewing biochemistry, organic chemistry. All my nutrition classes, really, and just improving the mind.
Got the time.
Yeah, I got the time.
Yeah. That'll be the best thing. If you can't work on your body,
Yeah,
you can always work on your mind.
100%.
Yeah.
And watch movies, of course. Fuck around.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can only watch movies for so long.
Yeah. I mean, the kids are back in school or going back to school, and it'll be you and quiet time or quiet-ish time, whatever schedule is. But man, now when they take the kidney out and everything, how many days will you have to be in the hospital for monitoring or anything?
So
like
they
that?
said a full day. So it's 2 nights and a day, right? I
Okay.
think they said that, or 2 days and a night. But then they said right after, I have the option if I want to stay in a hotel room for an additional 3 days, right next to the hospital, just in case something happens. I'm already there.
Mm-hmm.
They did say, or you can just go home if you want to. And so, but I'm gonna just stay at the hotel.
Yeah.
Just one, so no kid jumps on me or no dog.
Yeah.
And then also if anything happens, well, I'm already there,
Yeah. They just slice, grab,
Yeah.
sew up.
Well, when I met the surgeon, he went step by step on what they were gonna do, right? So they don't necessarily cut a big old, hole or whatever and just take it out. What they do now is make a couple small cuts.
Mm-hmm.
One cut to go inside and cut the kidney,
Mhm.
and then one cut lower, and then they just take it out.
Wow.
Yeah. They said, because if you look it up, you can, the old school way, you can see a big old scar.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore. Unless something really happens,
Yeah.
that we have to go in there and maybe something else got cut that wasn't supposed to be cut.
Yeah.
But no, we don't do that anymore. So I was like, okay. And I kind of just want to get it over with.
Yeah.
Even though I want to get in more better shape, I kind of just want to get it over with.
Yeah.
I hate this feeling. It was like, it reminds me of right before I deployed for the first time. And they're like, oh, you deploy? Okay, we deploy in 2 weeks. I remember thinking, like, just sitting at home, like, can we just fucking go today?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. More sessions to skate,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Try to get as much done
Yeah.
before you are immobile. Yeah. Wow. Fuck, man. Sacrifice. Seems to be a reoccurring word. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I learned that in the military, 100%. And a lot of things said, and I try not to talk so much about it because I know it gets iffy with some people, but a lot of the good things that I do literally come from the worst shit I've seen or experienced. And, friends killing themselves, friends dying, fucking. So I think about them and the sacrifices they've done and all the shit that's going on. And then I just put that into whatever you want to call it, fucking filter. And instead of letting it destroy me, I make good things happen. Right? What can I do for my community? Right? Because I think about my friend. He did so much for the community. He did so much for the people. He did so much for his guys. How can I, instead of killing myself over him not being here, how can I take what he taught me and do it out here,
Keep it going. Yeah.
And it's keep it going. And that's why when I tell people, like, everything that I'm doing or saying is not something that I made up. It's not my philosophy it's not like, yo, this dude's a fucking genius or whatever. No, I literally just copied the best things from, unfortunately, for so many people that are not here anymore and just do it,
Yeah. It shows for sure, as for as trying as this year has been, you just keep working through the grit.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Man. What else? What else we got going on?
Well, tomorrow I have lunch or dinner at how do you pronounce his full name? Alex Villanueva?
Villanueva, yeah.
Yeah, LA Sheriff's House or some dinner place.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That'd be awesome.
I'm excited to see who I meet there. Especially talk to the guy. I'm not sure how I'm going to introduce myself. Like, I thought about just going straight forward and be like, hey, my name's Angel Cortez. I'm former special operations, a member of the special operations community. And before that, I used to sell guns and drugs. And what's been going on right now with politicians and what they've been made California is based on my experience. I would consider this the golden age for crime. So I appreciate the work you're doing right now because I can't only imagine that it's not easy. Because it's not, man. Because I see this as literally the golden age for crime. And we've seen crime, like broad daylight crime, that back in my day, I would never have thought to do in the daylight. And so many people get away with it.
Yeah, it's the thing, because you could do the crime and then not get in trouble.
Yeah. Like people getting mugged in all these rich areas in LA and stuff like that, and no one gets caught.
No one gets caught. They don't even go to jail.
Yeah. Oh, and then if you do get caught, slap on the wrist. Some dude killed a cop and he had a record. In reality, he should have been in jail, stayed in jail, but because of the situation right now, he got out. Getting caught with a gun, and then you're out the next fucking day.
Hours.
Yeah, hours. And it's like, fuck. I can only imagine. And I had to be smarter when I was doing things, right? I remember one time I was on my way to sell a gun to some Samoan gang, and I was gonna sell them a 32 and a revolver, and I had a 38 in my pocket. So I was always wanting to be as smart as I could with all my shit. So, and I was a skater, so I dressed more of it like a skater. I had my hands in my pocket and I was skating. I had one of those basketball, like little
the sweatbands.
The sweatbands to cover up my tattoos. So I had two of them to cover. At the time, I only had two on my arm to cover it, and I was skating. And I passed this liquor store, and I see a gang unit patrol car with two officers in it. And I don't look like a gang member. I look like a skater. And one of them just says, "What's up?" And I look at him. "Oh, what's up?" And I'm just skating by.
On my way to do some hood rat shit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I got two loaded guns. And I had to be sneaky. We had to play it cool. These criminals don't give a fuck now. I'm not saying you have to or you should, but it's like, back in the day, if you carried a gun, you would be like, dude, why are you carrying a gun? That's weird. Like, why are you carrying a gun? Like, who the fuck is after you? Now it's like everyone's fair game right now in these cities, right? Like, the consequences don't outweigh the consequences of you getting caught.
No.
Without it or with it, however way you're supposed to word that. Fuck, dude. It's rough.
So rough, so tough. Man.
You think you'll ever leave California?
Probably.
Really?
Not anytime soon.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. It just depends. I like warm weather. I like desert. Either desert or tropical. So.
Thinking Arizona? Or Florida?
Maybe Florida. Yeah.
I don't think I'll never leave. Everything's here.
It is.
And we're building such a strong community.
Yeah.
And making these connections. Oh man, I think it'd be silly.
Well, like I said, I'm not anytime too soon.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I have so many friends that call me. They're like, dude, I have a big house. And I'm like, yeah, dude, your house is nice. I have a friend who has a house and has 3 living rooms. And he's like, bro, house isn't even special. Like, everyone has a house on this block. And I'm like, yeah, but you live nowhere near anything. I can't do that.
No.
Or it's like a 45-minute drive to your grocery store.
Yeah, no, I definitely need to move somewhere where there's culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
It sounds like Austin's popping. But now
oversaturated.
Now it's too many people.
Yeah. Again, for me, it wouldn't be for I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years maybe. So I'm enjoying what I can enjoy here now.
Yeah.
And things are going to change, Things are changing every year. It's been since we've been locked down to now.
I mean, so Miguel was at my house, right? Miguel I met at Orange Coast College. And he's been my friend and for a long time, and he's seen where OG Pumpkin's been. Besides him, I mean, obviously my wife and stuff like that, but aside from that, besides Miguel, I think you're probably before him. I've seen how all these things been built.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I appreciate you, dude.
I appreciate you, man. It's been a great ride.
Dude. Crazy.
Yeah.
And I tell Benji, this is just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
The art show we went to, the Street Legacy show.
Dude, Bobby Tribal. If you guys you don't know who Bobby Tribal is, look him up, follow him on Instagram. Man, he has a clothing line that is cemented in San Diego. He's got a facility down there. People everywhere rock his shit, not just San Diego. We've been here in Orange County, LA, and all around the world. And he did an art show where he brought a bunch of cool lowriders and art from locals. And the art was amazing.
Amazing. Everything from photos to paintings, drawings, installation. Yeah, it was awesome.
His story is I'm lucky to have him as a friend,
man,
because from nothing to making an art show in a place where, it's graffiti, lowrider, gangster, skater, whatever you want to call it, style. So it's a bunch of things, right? And then for him to be like, look what he's built, fucking Modelo's there. What was it, Modelo, Monster?
Yeah. Who else was there?
Estevan.
Yeah, Estevan Oriol was there. Several different original graffiti artists there.
Yeah.
Chaz Bariquez and I think Risk was there. But the thing that was rad was at the art center there was this building on the side, and he had his logo with the light shining on the
Yeah.
building like the fucking bat symbol.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to build for OG Pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's getting there for sure. I can't wait till we get a facility. I know we're gonna get a facility sooner or later. But you know what? Somebody sent me like he was a ranger and now he's out, right? And he's a firefighter. And he sent me a picture of some cop. I guess he didn't know. And he's like, look what's on his forearm. And he had the OG Pumpkin design tattooed on him. He's like, bro, all the way over here. And I'm thinking like, fuck, dude. Like, we're at 500. Over 500
Over
now.
500. That, again, that you know of.
Yeah, that I know of. I'm excited to the kid who's got the first one. I got the second tattoo. The one who got the first one. He should be taking leave during Christmas time, and I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since before when I sat down with him and he had a bunch of questions and I answered them, and then he just took off and fucking went to go do his thing.
Epic.
I'm
What a
excited.
trip. Yeah.
I'm excited for the future. And I think anything is possible when I have support, like people like you, man. Good people, right? Good people. Keep the circle small. Because Bobby has his circle and it's small, right? He's got a bunch of friends, yes.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we've been to his events
Yeah.
at Tribal and at the art show.
Yeah.
Same people.
Yeah.
You know, not that many new faces.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm a big believer that it's quality, not quantity. Because it's not about the likes and the follows and all that. It's just to be genuine. And so when people ask, like that guy, what is the secret for the company? You know, and I told him what I told him. I don't think he was happy with that answer.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, all these companies that come out, not just to fucking shit on the military gun community, but like any company, skateboarding, fucking racing cars or whatever, they have this huge rise because it's cool. I follow some of those pages because they got cool shit,
For sure.
but it ain't gonna last long, right? How many companies have started before Bobby, while Bobby started Tribal, and life, just like a business, that type of business is a marathon, not a sprint.
Ton of companies try to sprint to the finish.
Yep.
And they do. And they finish.
And and they make money and stuff like that, but
But they finish in the sense of, that's it. They're
yeah,
done.
They're done.
Done. Like, the marathon's moved on without them.
Yeah, and I get it. Some people want that, right? Like, what's that company that like went really high and then like 2 years later they got shit on? It was a hat company, Von Dutch.
Oh, in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And maybe and I don't know the story behind the person or people behind that, but maybe that's all they wanted. They're like, dude, I want to make something really cool, make a lot of money, and just fucking bounce.
Yeah.
That's fine if that's what you want to do. You know, if you just want to, and nothing against that, but I'm passionate about the communities that I'm in,
Yeah.
and I want something like Bobby.
Long term.
That's
Yeah.
for everybody,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
all of us. And you know, maybe I won't make as much money as the Von Dutch guy, right? As far as I know, he didn't build a community, but I think something that like what Bobby has is more valuable. Does more for the world, for yourself, for your family, for your community, and that's what I want.
San Diego legend for sure.
Yeah. And Bobby told me, he's like, I think he said, "Are you ever think about running, you know, for office or anything like that?" And I was telling him no. And when he asked me that, I wasn't ready. I think he knew that eventually I had to get there. But I don't want to necessarily run for office, but I want to be a leader in the community, be known, you know. And I did some ride-alongs with Garden Grove PD, And I spoke with their community liaison, and what the work that they're doing is great.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like I think my method is better. I think veterans and kids in the hood are going to listen more to somebody like me, as opposed to, and don't take it as to offense, but like squares, like your priest, your principal, some community liaison, like they do great work, whatever, but like no one's going to really listen to them, right? But when they see somebody like me that's been there, done that, they're like, they're more willing to learn.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a veteran trying to go see a therapist, and it's like, dude, this person doesn't. How am I supposed to relate to them?
So much disconnection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see a therapist that's maybe former law enforcement or is a veteran, you know, then you're like, okay, well then you understand. And even though that other therapist would have gave you the exact same advice, you're just willing to listen.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience with a lot of these kids, right? I show up, got the lowrider, I got a uniform on, right? When we give away the skateboards, and they just are more willing to listen, as opposed to if I come up in my shirt tucked in and a tie and be like, hey guys,
don't do this.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, whatever, dude, whatever, loser. So, I mean, I'll never run for office, but I like a leader in the community,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Fuck, dude. I think we covered enough.
Yeah, it's good to get it going. It's been a minute, everyone. There's been a lot going on. There's hopefully we covered everything with that in here.
I think we did. We covered the highlights of, maybe we forgot a few things and maybe we didn't cover enough things, and tell us in the comments or whatever. But I think it was important to, one, get back at it, but talk about that, like, dude, the struggle of life and just owning a business, right? I on Instagram today, somebody asked me a question. Someone asked me like, hey man, how do you always stay motivated? I'm at an all-time zero right now. And I told him, so it's something along the lines like, well, you know, one day I just had to, you know, decide that I wanted to take action. And it's a battle between, you know, your inner bitch and you, and to be productive, to be inspired, or whatever words you want to use. And then you connect enough days of you actually being motivated and dedicated to something, and next thing you know, that becomes you. But I told him, I'm not gonna lie, there's some days where I'm not productive at all. So it's not this rise of, yeah, dude, this dude's always motivated, this dude's always killing it. No, sometimes I'm not killing it.
No, it happens.
Yeah, and that is life. But the thing is, you gotta keep going. Just like the fucking tattoo, just like the logo and everything, you just keep going.
That's it.
Right? And here's a perfect example. Shit's not been great. It's not. But you just got to keep going.
Keep going. In the meantime, everyone can check out past episodes of this podcast. They can go to Manifesto Radio with Ed Calderon. What else you been on lately? I
got the Police Post.
Police Post.
It's not out yet, but I think it'll be September 12th. It'll be out.
Okay.
Rogan's talked about them, mentioned them a lot. The Hard Luck Show, I'm gonna be on soon. I've done Urban. No, it's not Urban. Fuck. Sorry, I'm forgetting. Urban TV, something like that. Transition podcast. I went back on Andy Stump's podcast.
Yeah.
But I think we talked about that already. Maybe we didn't. Fuck, because it has been 6 months.
When was that? Was that right before? I think it was right before.
Right before we stopped?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're talking about his facility.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
With Dick and Eric.
Yeah. Fuck.
And then there's a little fundraiser coming up.
Yeah.
Comedy
George Perez
show.
is going to headline it with his friends. I'm not sure which friends he's going to bring, but either way, man, come out. Even if you don't like comedy, have drinks, have some food, you know,
Check out his podcast, George Perez Stories.
Yeah.
There's some fucking gems in there.
Oh yeah.
That's a great crew he's got. So super entertaining. And Comedy Store regular now.
Yep.
So
Which we should go.
we should definitely go.
Just pick a day. Just go.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah, and watch the show This Fool. It's on Hulu. This Fool. I'm telling you, if did you start
I
watching
haven't
it?
seen it yet. No, I was gone all
Dude!
weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, watch This Fool
Okay.
on Hulu. I'm telling you guys, it's like my life in a lot of ways. Like if you live in SoCal, it's your life.
Yeah.
You see these things, and some of you people have done these things, and you're like, oh shit, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the culture.
It's the culture.
Right on.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Stay up. Say no to drugs. Deuces.
See ya.